Hey, hey, hey. Hello. I am Shamika Myers, and I want to welcome you to Wellness and Balance. This is my first episode with Self Warrior, Weight Loss, and Daily Balance. And I wanted to introduce myself and I wanted to give you a quick, short video live stream on what's to come in these next few weeks and moving forward, Queen, because I want to make sure that I come here to help you understand that once you don't fit all and it's not in not one race, you can win anything that your heart's desire. It could be within weight loss, it could be within a change of some things of being consistent and how we show up for ourselves daily. So let's get a little sprinkle of that magic. Let's get it popping. Let's go. This is my first live stream on YouTube, and I'm so excited. So I want to give you a little backstory on whom I am and what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to sprinkle some of this magic on my ladies. Because a lot of us think that we have to go over and beyond, or we haven't accomplished enough. But that is not the case here. And wellness and balance, it's the struggles, it's the fears, it's the overcoming, it's the silence behind closed doors. Excuse my lighting that we face every day. And how we show up depends on our reactions. It depends on a lot of things that is consists of our balance. So to give you a little bit of me, once again, my name is Shamika Myers. I've been in the healthcare field for 14 years. I've been a caregiver for as long as 12 years, and I dipped and dive in the nutritional field, the healthcare aspect industry in many different ways to understand the body, to understand daily living and a whole. I understood where I didn't apply what I knew to myself. And from there, complications came, unbalanced felt, health concerns erupt. These things is what we overlook and we just adapt and continue to live life. So it's how do we adjust? How do I maintain who am I am with what life have given me? Some things is voluntary, some things isn't. It's just natural causes. But it knocks us off for us to push for the embetterment for ourselves and daily, right? That's what I thought. And that's how I had to come. But we know it's easy said than done, huh? Let's keep it real with ourselves. It's easy said than done. These steps are actually steps that we have to implement, not physically, but mentally and emotionally at times when we're thinking and having to do this. We have to fight against ourselves. That was my thing. I had to fight for myself. After me losing not different, my closest members of my family, my foundation to my existence, it seemed like I have three of them. We all know the balance and the foundation. So here we talk the daily we talk the daily basis of foundation. So we know foundation roots is what? When we look at our branches and our trees and our lifeline, we have our grandparents, we have our mother and father, then we have our children, and then it trickles on down. So when I talk about root and foundation, when I talk about daily existence, it's going into rooted situations that causes branches that sometimes it trickles effects on how we communicate with ourselves and show up daily. The older we get, the more we think back and like, okay, I understand why certain things was being done or was done. And we compare those things to see what we want to do and take for our lives and moving forward and what we don't, right? And that's what we make our decisions on daily sometimes. Oh, I'm not going to do what my mom did. Oh, I'm not going to be what my dad was. Or I'm going to be the first that anyone have done in my family. You know, so these things come up and these pressures um, come upon us daily off of our foundation that is rooted, which is, I just told you, our family line. So I bring up my family line because that's what hit me in that rooted situation. I try to cover up. And when I covered up that situation and things that bother me daily, that sometimes we do, because we have to keep it real, like we cover up things that bother us daily and we push them to the back end until it comes to a point where we erupt, right? We want to eliminate that eruption feeling. We want to make sure that daily we're speaking up for ourselves with confidence, like we're filling in the void for us and understanding that our feelings is as much important as the people that we care for daily. So, with that, I didn't do that for myself. And I want to encourage and bring awareness that it has to be done for ourselves. This is a self warrior podcast for wellness and balance right now. So we're in here, I'm live streaming for wellness and balance, self warrior, the talks that we have behind closed doors that most of us rather not say out loud. So we're going to be doing this podcast twice out the month here, touching on different subjects like that battles the mind during weight loss and when we're trying to create balance to transition with our lifestyles. So at this point of the story that I'm telling you guys that I was at, I had reached the highest weight I had ever been in my life, ladies. Let me tell you. I was almost close up to 300 pounds. And I stopped keeping track when it was like 255 and 270. I was like, oh no, I, I doubled my weight behind pregnancy. And then it just became rooted more situations of life twists and turns that wasn't my issue own, but I was surrounded because I was connected. And then that brings me to our core pillars that we're going to talk about that connects the pieces to the puzzle. So one thing was this that started the weight gaining, and then another thing is what added on and trickled upon effects that will cause health issues that we ignore daily. Dive with me because this is so juicy. Like, how in understanding ourselves and making it clear and being honest sometimes it takes just that key to locking into our true freedom into what we hold within weight loss and balance. So we look at it as in I want to look just like how I was when I was 25, like I'm gonna get back. But that wasn't my motivation. That what didn't start me to get rolling. It took me to lose two close people that I love. Like it took me to actually fracture my foot and have to be put out of work for weeks. It took me all of that to see the effects of me just not focusing on me, the balance magic that surrounds me, to see that, oh, things had gotten out of control. And at that point, I was like, listen, I really have to take my weight loss serious because I can't make any money for myself. I can't take care of my family that's surrounded and connected to me daily. Like my mental health of me showing up to work out is here one day and there the next day. Why is that? Like I'm eating to my emotions here, it's putting me to sleep all day here, and I'm feeling sluggish when I get up. Like these things happen, and it's so true, especially when we don't look at the balance that surrounds what we need to set forth in strategies. Self warrior, I had to understand and map out each plan to nutritiously nurture myself. So that's what bring me here to you ladies, our podcast. Like, oh, it's a mosquito. I hate him. Oh my God. He's like attacking me. Mosquito, balance. I hate it. Outside, it rains so bad out here. And we left the window open and the mosquitoes got in. Ah, it's like 7 of them in here. I gotta kill them. But either way, it won't throw my balance off. So with Self Warrior, MGA, Madis Alliance, me, we understand the core pillars around balance and nutritional adjustments with weight loss. So I'm gonna give you 5 of the important things with surrounding self-aware, wellness, and balance. Either way you look at it, either way you want to throw it, you're going to be looking at these 5 things that can help ease up the strategy when it becomes stressful, when it becomes unbalanced, when it becomes uncertain, when our body is giving us signs and signals of like what is going on in there. These 5 corporate pillars, you will be able to look at and see where something or anything can be added, taken away, or where it went wrong to throw us off, right? You ready? 5. Number 1 is our rest and relaxation. Depending on our rest and relaxation, our body can become out of whack. Our balance can become out of control. It can seem as if we're just tired and sluggish and don't have enough energy. Or it can seem like we can run off the world just with the little bit of sleep that we have gotten. Then we have 2, our movement and exercise. Exercising and movement is 2 different things, but they hold such the same qualities when it comes down to functionality, with balance, with showing up for ourselves, with making sure that we're connecting and being there functionally. That movement part is what the action relies on, that we surround. Because if us ladies, sometimes we're mothers, we're caregivers, like we're people in motion. If we don't show up within that movement to connect and get the dots moving, bop, 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 like they don't connect. Like, who can relate? In the comments chat, let me know if you can relate. If you don't show up for it, it sometimes doesn't get done, or it's improper, or it's out of order, or the strategy was not implemented how it could be. I was there, like, and I had to understand my balance so that way everyone around me can understand their balance. And it took me to take my wellness in consideration. That is number 3, nutrition. Our nutrition can be looked at in so many ways that we just think of things we can eat. It can be adjusted with a nutritional balanced meal prep. It could be nutritional. Nutritional can go with how our connection with our emotions. Our nutrition goes with our physical appearance. Like, so when we look at nutrition, we look at, okay, food that enters, but it's the process on how it enters. Nutrition is the process of the functionability that surrounds the core. Like, because it plays on the moods. That is not physically eaten. You can't eat a mood. You have to, like, it's an essence. You know what I mean? Like, nutrition is like an essence, like an essence that is like bring in joy of nurturing ourselves. We use it. So we have number 4 is stress management. We all know stressful situation cause us to overeat, undereat, cause us to react in moods or quickly thinking without thinking, or slowing us down to overthink, and we miss the whole process for ourselves. Like, stress management is so crazy, mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's all over. But a nutritional balance and thinking of our 5 core pillars, which we're going to go into number 5 at soon after this. When you're thinking about it in different steps and different avenues, it can help you create dimmer switches to where we are setting up boundaries to stress management is not as tense. It helps with the mindset process. It helps with the physical process when we use it to our benefits for our balance. Like, then we have number 5 is our relationship connections. Your connection with yourself and others is important, because sometimes we react suddenly. If all the other 4 tops is off, we can quickly react. We can create an anxiety with where we are defensive, like, to receiving positive relationships, connections, and open it up to new things. So, like, relationships and how we connect to them I focus on our reaction because we only can be accountable for us. Like a lot of times I used to go off of other people's reactions and then I would counteract my reactions off of them. But it didn't matter. Like I wasn't going to let anybody turn me to be bitter. I genuinely love. So no matter how someone else treats me, I'm not going to treat them that same way because that's not my character. Like so with relationships, we hold ourselves to an integrity here at Self Warrior because I want you to say it and mean it. Like, you know what I mean? And we have to build up to saying what we mean because I contradict all the time. So we're still building. Like certain things we're still building. Stress management was my number one biggest thing along with nutrition because I survived off of eating a certain type of way for so long that my functionality just seemed like it was always there. We're talking real. This is real facts with Shamika, Wellness and Balance, Self Warrior. We have to show up with the truth for ourselves because we heal. I used to do checks and where I used to videotape myself in the mirror, like on my journey and multiple times. And sometimes the face expressions that I didn't even know I gave myself. And you look back at it and you're like, dang, sis. Like, it starts deeper. We have to be real. We have to speak up so that way it can help someone else through that mental steps that is boundary for them to let them know you're not alone, sis. It takes process. It's all a learning thing, and you got this. Like, so with my 5 corporate pillars, movement, relaxation. Oh, did I get him? No, I didn't. Almost got him. Movement, relaxation. It's a stupid mosquito. Like nutrition, stress management, and relationships connection. Those 5 corporate pillars, my ladies, set us with balance. I'm telling you, you can adjust them with your wellness as well. So, functional nutrition has been like the key existence for me for the past couple years. Like I've been drilling on it. It had given me so much results in my nutritional and fitness journey within weight loss, balance, daily living balance. I have been doing this for 14 years. I just learned how to adapt, like to make it so that way I can help and teach you ladies. Like because I struggle with this. I struggle with the balance part, the daily living part. I thought that the experiences of life was my destination and destiny. I had to understand that no, when you settle for that, when you lose hope for becoming more, then yes, that is your final destination. But when you get back up, you can make a new destination for yourself. Your destiny doesn't align just right there. Like just because we are mothers, we work it all the time. Like with some of us staying at home now, I went from a teenager mother to single mother, like to in a long-term committed relationship, to learning how to adjust from becoming not so independent because I have that partner now. These things is true to adjusting. Like it is because these are steps in what anything we do. Like you can get more rest if we look at it. We can get more movement in if we look at our surroundings and what is 2 things to get us started, what is optional and what is priority. You start making those 2 lists out, making that list, using those 2 options there, options and priorities. It'll help you create time for yourself. It'll help you create that freedom for wellness. It'll help you create that freedom to adjust the balance when we're feeling unbalanced. So I thank you so much for tuning in to my Wellness and Balance. Like we're coming up to our time here, and I will see you again very soon. Catch my lives. I will be posting up some quick workouts. Once again, sorry for my lighting. I will be working on it, but this is my first podcast. You keep rocking with me. You'll see how we go from beginning to phenomenal. Love y'all. Make sure you follow and subscribe. Share the live.